Welcome everybody to the live stream. Now, I do have somebody here very special, and yes, it is Michelle. But in addition to that, we got Zach. You guys may remember Zach from a previous video that we did on the channel. But Zach, he had to leave essentially in a hurry, and he isn't the only one actually leaving ASAP, leaving fast, and uh, he was the first, but he's not going to be the last because this is actually something that is impacting a lot of folks. And if it's not you in particular, it could be someone that you know. Um, but Zach, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Zachary Rossica. 8 years here in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida, in the real estate market. I started out in 2016 and been going strong ever since. I came in from an 18-year career in music, and with the dreams and ambitions that a lot of people do to sell luxury real estate here in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. I was born and raised, so I had no help. I started with very little money. I had to scrounge money just to get licensed after being on a TV show up in Nashville, where we went the full course the day before the finale. They canceled the show. I had a 6 month old. I came back home. They didn't pay us for over half the season of this show that was on MTV. So I started broke with no help, and here I am. And I was recently a top global leader for EXP Realty. Essentially, the way that I see it, and a lot of people see it, it was the only brokerage to be with, and they're about the most successful. They're the only profitable with net profit company there is in the U.S. with as far as a company. So I recently left for um, a better opportunity. Surprisingly, after being in the top 400 network size with how many agents and brokers I've had there at EXP in 3.5 years, and if you consider with successfully chosen agents, I was in the top 240 out of 89,000, 90,000 agents at EXP, and I just left after 3.5 years. Be invested.
Now, I know that a lot of agents out there are watching this and they're going to want to know more about your story and ultimately how do you get to that top spot, which we're definitely going to get into that for sure. But more importantly, how we got onto this conversation was you called me the other day. You said, Kevin, there's been a major change. Something has happened. I need to let you know for a
Yeah.
variety of reasons. Obviously, one of them being that, we had discussed in the past me potentially getting licensed and maybe even coming on and now, obviously, that would be with LPT if we go down that route. But even more importantly, you were concerned about not being able to afford the rising cost of living and afraid of going broke, with a key factor here being the struggle to retire, because that was actually one of the main talking points when we first started to talk about this was the ability to retire. And oftentimes what that looks like or really doesn't look like for real estate agents because they continuously have to produce. And that was one of the perks, the benefits, which obviously I'm going to let you explain that, but I feel as though now you have found a better place. But if you could take us through that journey, that story of where you were, what you felt, the concern you have for your family, and where you are now.
So I'm going to try to shorten this up. I'd like to thank Kevin and Michelle for having me on here. I love these two. You are supporting real people. I know that a lot of people, you know them from the other side of the camera. I'm blessed to know them personally. And I'll just say that what you see is what you get. These are real people. Me being on here is a testament of their character and the kind of people that they are. They have me on here for absolutely zero benefit, no anything other than being good to me. So I'd like to thank you both. And
Let
people,
me let me clarify. There, I hope there's a benefit. I don't want it to be misconstrued. I hope there's a benefit for you. I hope there's a benefit for us, and I hope there's a benefit for everybody watching.
well, amen. I want them to know, because I know you have guests on and stuff, but I felt it very important to take up some of the blessed time that I do have to tell them of who they're watching and who I'm also here speaking with. And y'all are very gracious. So I just wanted to extend that and let people know.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Zach.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So essentially, back in 2020, I started in the industry in 2016. 2020, COVID hit. I had been with Century 21 which I liked a lot. I'm very close with the local owners here, who are one of the most successful Century 21s in the whole world, essentially. Still very close with he and his wife, who own the Century 21. Got my start there, cut my teeth. Ended up going to Engel and Volkers, working with the top team here on 30A. I wanted to join after about 3 years, join the number one agent on 30A. He was closing about 150 million a year back at the time that I joined. Um, Never been with the team, was a single agent. I jumped, was with them for 8 months. Essentially, uh, did my thing, brought in my own clients. Necessarily didn't benefit from the brand. I didn't close any of the clients that were, sort of given to me from that brokerage, and I didn't learn much, sadly. That's why I was giving up commission to join a team. If you're an agent or a broker, I love being a single agent. I gave that up to join a team to learn from the best. Didn't learn much at all. Stepped off after 8 months, and I'm trying to keep this short. So all
Not
feelings
you didn't
aside, for
learn because you yourself they didn't teach you or train. Is that what you're saying?
yeah. I joined the best to kind of learn the trade secrets, and obviously there wasn't any secrets, but there wasn't. It wasn't. No full disclosure. Like there wasn't an open book. It was just keep doing what you're doing, because I was already closing multi-million-dollar clients, and my goal wasn't to sell my life away, but my goal was to sell multi-million-dollar luxury and commercial property fell into my lap. But this was all just a dream, y'all. When I started in 2016, um, and I just started building relationships with the people that own the homes that I wanted to sell. And that's what I did. That's how I broke into the luxury market. Everybody's selling courses and doing this and doing that. You want to sell luxury real estate? I'll show you exactly how to do it for free. So, and quick too. So, but you got to have drive for everything that we're going to talk about today. I just want to preface this. You have to have drive to do anything that I've done, anything that anybody who is successful, like Kevin and Michelle, myself, anyone in any industry. You must have drive. This doesn't just happen. So,
So this is not a sales pitch at all. This is more of a testimony of Zach's journey for anybody who can relate or know someone that is in a similar situation as he's about to get into. The effects to his family and the cost of living, and going broke and trying to still maintain this vision of a future of retirement. And when we get to the end, I'll let you guys know how to contact Zach.
so, yeah, so I decided. Anyway, I did go with the team. At Engel and Volkers. Nobody else was selling but the owner of the brokerage and myself at that time. Now they're super successful. The whole team's selling. They're doing great. Years later, I moved on. I joined a 100% company. All this, meanwhile, I was closing deals, making 100%. My wife loved it. I have a special needs 7-year-old and a regular progressing, if that's what you call it, 4-year-old. They're about to be 8 and 5. But at the time, we have a little bit extra expenses in my family, and I grew up poor, so I know the value of a dollar, and
and
so
and
I'm
and not to go into too much detail, but the extra expenses would look like roughly, like, whether it's a dollar amount or what they are,
I'll
just the
perfect.
generalization.
Yeah, perfect. Just for the cost for our special needs oldest son for ABA therapy, extracurricular therapy, and homeschool and all this and stuff and everything. Even though we're super hands on, my wife and I are with them all the time. Um, per year it costs more than I used to make in a whole year just for him as a musician. And I made pretty good money as a musician because I worked hard. Again, I had the drive.
Again, a musician who was on a national TV show
Mm-hmm.
contest show, so it wasn't like you were just this wasn't a hobby. Like, you were
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, since I was 14, I played professionally until I was 32. you know
Okay.
and but appreciate that clarity, man. And so, yeah, it cost, just for our oldest, it cost quite a lot of money. So all this that I was stepping into as a father, I wanted to be my best, because I was essentially putting a boys home at 13 on my own. And I want to be the best father. Him being special needs, woo, you talk about hitting me in the heart space. So I have the best wife in the world. She has a great job. She's very supportive, but we've had quite the ride, and it's been an emotional, stressful roller coaster, but also full of all the blessings. But you have to be willing to find the blessings to continue pushing forward. um, but we love our boys more than anything. So we knew what that money meant at that 100% brokerage. My wife loved it. 2 weeks into quarantine, the world changed with, everything that was happening with what went around. The world changed. 2 weeks into that, the world stopped, and I stumbled upon a friend of mine who was actually Ricky Caruth, who ended up being my sponsor. I joined about a month after he did. He jumped to EXP, which I never thought he would. I looked at the opportunity. That Saturday, I just closed 2,050,000 in two deals, made 59,000 and some change. 2 weeks into quarantine, and I was sitting good. So I saw it on a Friday night. I got both of my checks. I was feeling great, even though the world had changed. But we were all up and out. Our energy was way up here with everything that was going on. So I saw that about 5, 6, 7 o'clock. I started going down the rabbit hole myself instead of calling Ricky. And I went to sleep about 6 a.m. the next morning because I did my due diligence in one night. And went to sleep at 6, woke up about 7:15, called Ricky, 10-minute conversation, signed my independent contractors agreement, jumped at the very end of March 2020. Came in and told my wife, okay, with all the things we have going on. Hey, honey, I switched to EXP. She goes, what? I told her about, the stock. I told her about the 80/20. She was like, well, why would you do that? You love the 100. Like, she was kind of freaking out. She's kind of freaked out, right? It's something that we usually talk about. So I jumped and I told her about revenue share as well, that I could attract agents and get paid essentially recurring income that could be retirement, as well as build a stock portfolio that I wouldn't have anywhere else. She goes, well, honey, you've never attracted a single agent in your life. I said, yeah, I didn't know real estate 4.5 years ago either. So it kind of put it in perspective for her. She's like, well, essentially, go build your rocket, honey. I believe in you. But it wasn't that smooth.
Yeah,
So,
but with her support behind you, it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
amen. Or else it'd have been a long ride, maybe by myself. You know what I mean? She might have just went ahead. Luckily, she didn't kick me out. So I never attracted agents or done anything like that. I wasn't a firm believer in anything that looked like network marketing and stuff. Yeah, I'm a believer in it. It just wasn't for me. I had not found anything that I believed in enough to put my reputation on the line. So I jump on EXP, and in the first 8 months, I get an email saying you're part of the Epsilon group, which is the top 10%. Or it was then, or it was the top 5%. I apologize. In 8 months, Epsilon Group at that time, when it was something, was the top 5%. So in 8 months, I was able to show my wife, hey, I'm doing it. So I quickly became, from no experience in 8 months and not attracting agents, to the top 5%. 8 months later, at my 16-month mark, congratulations, you're now part of the Delta secret group. You're in the top 0.5% of the company.
Oh, wow.
And I was able to show my wife that. So there's a testament to what can be done if you believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have cheerleaders. I didn't have anybody cheer me on. I did that,
You actually had some folks telling you couldn't do this.
Oh, man, everybody said bad mistake, Zach, right?
I
Well,
remember you telling me what you wanted to go get a $1 million listing in Santa Rosa. They're like, you can't do that.
Yeah, my first brokers, they laughed at me and said, don't even try. The whole brokers, my first sales meeting, they said, don't even try. They laughed at me. And I went home, I told my wife, I said, damn, that wasn't good. Second week, they told me, laughed again, said it wouldn't happen. And I had already taken, from a wrong number cold call, $11,790,000 commercial referral property that I got from a wrong phone number. So I was able to take that back to them. They said, well, don't you think boots on the ground will work better than cold calling? I said, well, you can knock on 80 doors and look like a mess at the end of that day, and knock on 80 doors, and I can call 1,000 people. You tell me what you think is better.
Mm-hmm.
They were rude to me then. They kind of shrugged it off. I never went to another meeting, just worked from home, And there was no need for me to take clients into the office, and that's a misnomer. There's no sense in it. But anyway, back to EXP. I rose to the top, y'all. All my dreams were fulfilled, but one, the income for revenue share. All my dreams were fulfilled, but one. And the reason why that did not happen is this. I got better as I attracted. I didn't get worse in 3.5 years. So I went on to stay with EXP for 3 years and 7 months. I was completely vested with the company, meaning I leave the company, I can get paid in perpetuity forever, my full revenue share as it grows, and will it to my wife and my children, which I've already have as my beneficiary. Y'all, after 3.5 years, I realized, and I tried to, after I dedicated so much time and energy into this company, I realized after the last 10, 11 months, EXP has not grown a lick. We hit about 89,000 agents, and the industry has seen a standstill as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Real brokerage is another competitor, which a lot of people say they're the new ones. Now, here's the thing: real brokerage is not the one. They're all great companies, okay? But I'm talking opportunity for agents and brokers, beneficial. I became a master at studying models when I joined EXP. The night before I even joined, I understood EXP inside and out. Was ready to talk about it the next morning, okay, and try and attract agents, okay, from one night of due diligence. So 3.5 years completely vested. But real brokerage, back to real brokerage, they had their growth from 1,000 agents at the same time that EXP did. We were both neck and neck about 1,000 agents. Well, real brokerage is at about 12,000 agents in the same amount of time. EXP grew to 89, 90,000. Okay, there's your answer. You're not at the forefront of real brokers. Look at what time they started. It is what it is. Do your due diligence. Everybody, I'm sure, if their agents can and they're with real, can argue it, but the facts are the facts, stats, and reality is reality. So I saw EXP, real, and everybody slowly not growing. Old brokerages, Remax, and everything, Compass, all that stuff. They're essentially great, but those ideas were started and that model in 1903 and haven't really changed much. Okay, since Coldwell Banker started it. Coldwell and Banker is what they were known as back then. Hadn't changed until EXP came along in '09. Well, EXP paved the way for what's happening now. EXP is slowed. I know the people. I look at the charts because I was in the top of the company. I see the back end. I see what most agents with EXP can't see. It's the top charts of who's at the top, where their network is, how many people they've personally attracted, network size, everything. And I'm friends with the top in the company. Um, Hell, my partner was second largest for personally attracted agents. I mean, that was my partner.
Now, in addition to the almost stagnant growth,
Mm-hmm.
you were coming to this realization of ultimately what a lot of people, no matter what industry, what field, where they live, level of income, whatever it may be, the economy has changed. Inflation's high, prices are going up, the cost of living is continuously going up, and you see yourself somewhat leveling out or maybe even taking a step back.
Yeah, yeah. So the good news is that my money was still going up a little bit here and there, and then it'd level off. And so that's what my growth would go up to a certain amount of agents, then it'd drop down, then I'd build back up above that, then it would drop down lower and then build back. So it was a teeter totter, and everybody's teeter tottering, other than about one or two people of 90,000 that are growing, but the company's staying flat. So after 3.5 years, I looked at what the numbers were for Brent Gove, for Gene Frederick, these big people, and I knew you can't duplicate that because I wasn't on at the start. But but I was like, you get going. I'm 3.5 years in. I should have been. I saw myself as being about 30x than there where I was. The only difference between me and Brent Gove or anybody else, right? Maybe energy, maybe this, or everybody can say Brent Gove's the best. Great. Those people at the top that have 20,000, 19, 18, 10,000 people got in way earlier. When growth slowed, growth slowed. So I didn't want to do it because I invested all my stuff into EXP. I brought a lot of great people there. Well, I had to tell them, and I've always told them, if there's a better opportunity, I am not going to bring people into EXP because I'd be lying to people, and I'm not going to lie to people. I have to do what's best and what's in my heart. So there's one company that was growing that I tried to ignore, and the number one gentleman reached out to me when he had 10 agents in his network. He now has 14 and just 1,400 in just over a year. He reached out to me, or I actually reached out to him because I said, "What is this new thing? I'm seeing about you locally." He moved here, and well, he was with EXP and had been with them for 7 years, and he left. So at their start, so I tried to ignore this new model. Well, LPT Realty down in South Florida, that started by Robert Palmer, that's self-funded by Robert Palmer, who was a billionaire. Newsflash, never been done before. This guy's self-funded. Um, Built the perfect model, I feel, and it's got a 100% model and 80/20. So my money was going essentially down, and I saw where it's going. If this is going to slow, I don't see EXP as growing anymore. They might in 3, 4, 5 years, but what I wanted to build and everybody's dream of being at EXP with stock and revenue share, it's all kind of slowed. completely stopped. And so I was like, I'm not going to sit here and ride this out until the bitter end. Though everybody with the network's going to hold on and squeeze that orange that they've built as long as they can. I wasn't willing to do that, and I'm not willing to lie to people. I had to cut my ties, give up all my income with revenue share because I saw it as a slow downhill process because that's what I was seeing. But I'm driving it, I'm getting it back up to where it was and then back down, getting knocked down. But meanwhile, one company's grown from 0 to 5,000 agents in 18 months. It's never been done before. It took EXP 5 to 7 years to get to 1,000 agents. They did it in 18 months. They're at 5,000. I tried to ignore it. And I wish I would have jumped a year ago when I had my gut instincts in my call with my sponsor. It's huge. So now this is the time. This is what I was looking for from EXP. I needed to be in earlier. Well, now here's my time to be what I know it can be is multi millions of dollars in income. Meanwhile, you're selling real estate. You have to sell real estate here to qualify for a revenue share. So there's more hope. I have to jump through hoops. I have to get back into the selling game way more to make this work to even get revenue share. So I'm actually sacrificing a shit ton. Gave up
So
all my
no,
That's a
retirement
okay,
that I
large
had.
amount. In case anybody's curious, a shit ton happens to be a very large
yeah,
amount.
because you
Yeah,
you you're going back into production, which ultimately is going to take away from some of the free time you had to do some other things, including
100%.
the attraction,
Mm.
including attraction. But
Yep.
also, let's talk more not just about the income and the money now, but the income and the money in the future in terms of retirement.
Well, I've seen the back end dashboards and screenshots, and I can't say out of respect for EXP and those said people. But what I will say is when you got people that are making 7 figures a month from attracting agents, you know what I'm saying? When you
Hmm.
got people that are making that, and those people were here at the start, at the beginning, not the very beginning, but at the early deal. Well, here's the thing: the difference between LPT and EXP is this. Here, there's a 100% model that applies, and people that pay fees at EXP, most of those people who wish EXP had a 100% model, they're paying $85 a month, every month if they sell or not. So that $85 actually becomes a problem. And when you work with agents close like I did, you realize they need that money. And a lot of people can't join because of the monthly fees. LPT did away with the monthly fees. It's free to join. They give you more value than you've ever seen. Hands-on approach, doing mailers and all that stuff is absolutely insane. The value that they give you, but they give that value to 100% people, right? And then, so that's the other 95% of people that really can't afford it to even be in real estate. That keeps them in the business longer. Then it gives them the tools they need to be successful in sales. And then they also have the opportunity to build their revenue share. And when they decide to switch to the 80/20 revenue share program and they see that they would be making a lot of money, now you transition to the 80/20. You're on an 80/20 split and now you're making a lot of money in revenue share if that's what your network is providing. So you could build at the 100, you just can't get paid on it. But this grabs the 95% of successful agents. The 5% of successful agents don't mind paying 80/20%. They don't mind giving that up because they're going to cap like I did, one deal, 2 deals a year. I'm capped. I'm 100%. So most people don't do that though. So you're grabbing the other 95% that all the other brands aren't touching. You're going ahead and saying 100%ers, come on in here. Let us take care of you. And guess what? It's free. So they just casted the biggest blanket you ever can. And this is the new EXP. This is the future. And this is the money that I wished it would have been
Hmm.
at EXP, but I didn't come on in 2013.
Well, I do have to say, there's a few things I got to say. Number one, we need to link. I'll link Zach's channel when we're done with the live stream, so you can actually check out an amazing property that we all walked together, 100+ acres. But also, I don't know, maybe you still have some of your guitar videos on there as well, where you're playing the
Yeah,
guitar.
I might put some back active. I got rid of a lot of my channel. I'm restructuring my channel that's going to be more niche down to 100% sales and changing people's lives because that's at the end of the day. Let me go ahead and drop that. Um, and leave it at that. Like this is the now opportunity when people sit and wait. This is the opportunity I wish I had had at EXP, but I was too late. This is a dream come true for me. This is like hitting the lottery for me. because I know what I'm going to do here. But this is not about me and my money and my income. Yes, it helps. But let me tell you something. When I got these relationships built at EXP with these agents and brokers, I'm a lover. Most people don't love people for the sake of loving people, strangers on the sidewalk for the sake of loving them. That's what I do. I'm here to change people's lives forever, and I'm going to help them do it. And that's exactly what I'm doing, and that's exactly what's going to happen. And y'all can check back in with me. You know what I'm saying? And
I don't think we would be having this conversation if that weren't the case, because that's essentially how you approached me when we connected through Instagram somehow on a possible listing you had that we wanted to walk.
yeah,
And that's just pretty much it, you know. And if that weren't the case, if that weren't true, then we wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Hmm.
But the other thing is that not only will I take this. Let me say this, because this what you're sharing is not only for existing agents, but this could be potentially for new agents in real estate as well. But more importantly than gaining the knowledge and the training that you have that you didn't get when you first started, that you can then pass along to whoever is in your sphere. Uh, Also, your intelligence and understanding and just the workings of how these all these brokerages and programs work is almost invaluable.
well, honestly, what I learned, I grew from nothing, and just like I did with real estate and luxury, my highest sale at this point was 6.5 million. Um, you know, I did this on my own, y'all. I didn't have people pat me on the back other than my wife saying, "Yeah, I believe in you." And then when we cash big checks, it's great, And sometimes you don't cash any checks. I got my what they call the younger generation saying my ride or die. Maybe it was my generation, but I got the most amazing woman by my side, like Kevin does, and we're very blessed men to have this. And I mean, here I'm going to save you blood, sweat, tears, time, money. If you don't have drive, you don't have ambition, or you're not wanting to grow outside of who you are as a human being, we're not just. This is not just going to change your life. You're going to become a better man, woman, entrepreneur. Your life is not going to be the same if you come in here and give me some effort and I help you. I'll be doing this side by side with you. I'll be doing it for you and helping you attract or whatever it is until you get comfortable doing it on your own. I'm here to change your damn life. It's over. That's it.
So, with that being said, this is not a pitch by any means, but if anyone
Mm.
is interested in getting in contact with Zach, the easiest way to do that is going to be to just look in the description down below, and then just my Instagram link is there. Just send me a DM on Instagram, and I'll connect you with Zach. And we're just going to leave it at that. If you want to connect with Zach, now Zach, you can put your info, share your info now if you'd like, on how they can
Yeah,
reach you.
sure. My name's Zachary Rossica, ZACHARYROSICKA. I mean, honestly, like I just changed my name. I'm like the Zero Agent or something on YouTube. Maybe Kevin will tag it. But Zach Sells 30A at Gmail. ZACKSELLS 30 A as an apple at Gmail. ZACKSELLS 850-460-0033.
Zach,
I'm an open
we were in your
open book.
neighborhood. Yeah, we were in your neighborhood. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Where did we eat? Southern
Southern,
Southern chicken.
Southern something, Southern Cafe on 30A, where they did the Truman Show thing.
Oh, Great Southern.
Yes, Great
Great
Southern.
Southern.
We ate breakfast there yesterday. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Have you been there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's fire. Haven't been in a long time. We used to take Carter quite a bit, our oldest.
We got some shrimp and grits yesterday, and whew,
So
so
yes,
good.
so Zach sells 30A, but let's just clarify. Can any agent contact you? Can anyone contact you anywhere in the country?
Absolutely, yeah. So this is open in only about 7 states right now. We're about to open up another 12. This is unprecedented opportunity. Opportunity. This is bigger than EXP in my eyes. That's my personal opinion. This is about 10 times bigger than EXP. That's what because it caters to everyone. This is gonna. It's already proven in 18 months, 5,000 agents. If you want to change your life or you want an opportunity, I know what this is. And if you don't know how the new brokerage model works, or you do, you better be calling me. It doesn't matter. I'll speak to anybody. I'll help anybody if they want help. I don't care if you come on to LPT. That's not my prerogative, you know.
Zach, what was your email one more time?
Zach, ZACKSELLS 30A@gmail.
There you go. They got it in the live stream.
So we're gonna
I
put
love
that.
seeing y'all smile, man.
Let's see if I can make it so people can see this.
Can you change the color? Oh, background. There you go. Give it a background. That works. No, it's white on white now. Ooh, I was about to say that blue color would have been pretty. Make it all extra.
Michelle's got me doing all the
No,
extra
wrong
stuff.
one, but that's fine. That works too. It
Oh,
stands out.
okay. There you go. Zach sells
See, it
30A.
matches his shirt now.
I was gonna say white on white, white boy in a white shirt. I was like, what's she talking about?
So I put that up there. So if you guys do want to reach out, by all means, feel free. It'll show up on the live chat at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's on top. It'll change.
Yeah.
And so, but also, link in the description. Hit me up on Instagram, and I'll connect you. Send me a DM. I will link. I'll put it in the pinned comment. I'll put Zach's YouTube channel as well. And we got a few comments here. See if I can get this one up
Oh,
here.
yeah, Deanna.
So Jitterbug says, "Hi Zach, thank you for sharing your story. Very helpful to hear."
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, and that's
Thank
ultimately what we want to do. We want to help people, not just
I'm
us,
honored.
but Zach too.
Well, there's this one from Deanna. I don't know if you have it there at all, but she said, I had a meeting with Keller Williams. I was set up to get my real estate license, but then a life tragedy happened. This has come full circle for me. I'm interested in real estate again. Thank you. So she'll either be reaching out to you or both.
Yeah, like I said, I wanted to be beneficial for everybody. We're not doing we're not doing this with any intention here of pulling in anything. But at the end of the day, it's not just
New neighbors.
it's not just like let's just take up people's time on the internet. I wanted to be beneficial for so many different people, and especially some people who may be looking for what Zach is involved with, and they don't even know that it exists because we've driven around. We said this when we met, and it's like I've seen EXP out the corner of my eye all the time. But it's like I just never knew until we sit down and have this conversation. And so then it's like, well, I switched to LPT, and I'm like, wait, didn't I see that sign change? You're like, yeah, you did see that sign change.
Yeah.
So it's just like there's things that are happening that people would love to know about, and if we need to have these conversations so that you can share it so that people can know.
But what's great is Zach, he can now help people who want to get into the real estate game because I think it's a lot of fun. It's something I've always thought about doing because one, I like people, and two, I like houses. And if I can just put the two things together, that'd be even better. And, selling something, I like money, so that's a plus. But even if they don't want to get into the real estate game, maybe they just want to get into buying a house. You're like the double whammy, you know what I mean? So,
Or selling,
yeah.
And yes, so also with that, I had a meeting, is what Deanna said. Zach, you can assist with that also, and putting people on the path to getting licensed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So, if you're looking to get licensed, or you just have questions, or are buying or selling, or anything, my handle is, I would put it back to what it was before. I'm the no BS realtor. The no BS realtor, as a lot of people pronounce it, but it's spelled realtor. So that's what my YouTube handle is because here's the thing: whether it be clients, agents, brokers, the difference between me and everybody else is I'm truthful with people, and that's why I call myself the no bullshit realtor, because I do not play around. I'm going to save people time, money, and heartache, and I'm not beating around the bush.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I got one more comment here. Carol, welcome. Just became a member. Welcome. Thank you so much for that. I'm glad that this has been a
Jitterbug as well.
Oh, Jitterbug too?
And
I didn't see that one. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much. Now, with that, no BS, keeping it real, keeping it honest. This is something we discussed before we even started the live stream, and I asked Zach. I said, "Is now a good time?" And to get involved in real estate and get involved as a real estate professional, get licensed, begin, to start your career path if you've never done it. And your answer was
a resounding hell yeah. Okay. and the reason being, perfect, Kevin. The reason being is because of this. we're just our numbers and our sales numbers for this year are just a little bit above what we were doing in 2008. So this is a slow time. The crash has happened. We're in the middle of a crash. It's just it doesn't look like what people thought it was going to look like. We've been really blessed. Now, the Treasury hasn't helped us by keeping those, interest rates sky high for us. But in the 80s, they were about double this.
Mm-hmm.
So don't even sweat it, right? All this is going to come down. Right now, there's more pin-up demand from 33-year-olds, and that's what Ricky preaches. He's followed this for years, and it's true. 33-year-olds, there's never been more pin-up demand for that, and that's a huge, huge amount of people. It's bigger than the baby boomers, okay? There's more demand for houses right now than have ever been in the history of the United States of America. Yes, we're down. When those interest rates come down, okay, and prices start climbing back up, this is unprecedented time for opportunity for sales. And here's the thing, you don't want to come in after it's already fire hot, because you're not going to have your branding. Nobody's going to know who you are. You're going to be learning the sales business contracts as you're coming into a hot market. Big mistake, because you're going to get rolled over, homie or sister. You're going to get rolled over. You need to know and be prepared. So now is the best time to come in, to where it's not absolutely crazy, full out like it was for me in 2016. Whatever it is, you want to learn how to sell luxury, you want to learn how to sell a house, you want to learn how to pass the exam, you want to learn how to make millions in agent attraction, you want to learn how to make millions in sales, or do you want to learn how to make millions without real estate or any of this? That's cool. Reach out to Kevin, reach out to Michelle, reach out to me. I'm here for it, because if it's not, and you don't do real estate, I'll help you provide you the mindset to where you can do anything that you want to do and succeed in it, period. It doesn't just have
So
to do with real estate. It's a mindset thing.
yeah, for sure. So
Mm-hmm.
don't pay attention to all the hype that you see on YouTube about the market crashing. It's terrible for everybody. Look, the market's always good for somebody, and the market never lies. The market always is right. Okay.
Closings
Uh,
happen every day from now until the end of everyone who's living's life.
hey, Zach, thank you. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Yes, for sure.
Hey, look, we were more than likely going to do this again with Zach, and maybe even build on this from this and have different questions that we can field, and probably some clarification as people are going to want to know more information, or maybe even incorporate some of the folks who end up reaching out through email and Instagram. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
Instagram in the description below. Send me a DM. I'll get you with Zach. Zach, hey, enjoy the rest of your day.
Y'all too. Love you guys. Thank you. God bless.
Go out there, sell something,
Yeah.
and continue to help people
Mm-hmm.
and enrich people's lives in any way possible.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. Amen. Well, thank you so much. I'll be uploading stuff on Crestview and all that stuff coming up, so they'll be
And
able to see some content.
for sure, yeah. So we went out there, we walked it, we got like an amazing story. We got some drone shots. So check the pinned comment. I'll add that down there below. I appreciate all of you guys joining us again for this live stream, especially since we already had a live stream earlier
Yeah.
today. But we really do appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you again real soon.
Bye.